Agency. According to the state government's response in the form of a statement signed by the Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Olusegun Oboye, the Lagos State Environmental Health Unit picked up the bodies in the aftermath of EndSARS violence and community clashes at Fagba, Ketu, Ikorodu, Orile, Ajegunle, Abulegba, Ikeja, Ojota, Ekoro, Ogba, Isolo, and Ajah areas of Lagos State. There was also a jailbreak at Ikoyi prison. The 103 casualties mentioned in the documents were from these incidents and not from Lekki toll gate as being alleged. For the avoidance of doubt, no body was retrieved from the Lekki toll gate incident.
In suit FHC/L/C,
it said, contrary to the disingenuous narrative woven around the recently approved mass burial, the #EndSARS panel subpoenaed the Lagos State chief pathologist to produce full records of unclaimed bodies of dead deposited with State Central Morgue during the day.
A federal high court in Abuja has ordered the Department of State
tonight with the leaked memo that has gone viral on social media and addressed to the Lagos State Ministry of Health, requesting for 61,285,000 naira for a mass burial of 103 persons believed to have died in the 2020 EndSARS protest. The memo, dated July the 19th this year, is seeking the processing of funds after its approval by the state governor. Earlier, a ministerial tenders board meeting reportedly sat over the recommendations of the Procurement Planning Committee, after which no objections were raised to the award of the mass burial contract to a funeral service provider. The 5-paragraph leaked memo also directs that relevant taxes and deductions are remitted by the approved company. There's been controversy over the number of deaths recorded after the EndSARS protest, resulting to the governor setting up an inquest led by Justice Doris Okwobi. The memo is coming over 2 years after the widespread protests across the country. For months, both the Lagos state government and indeed the federal government have consistently denied any mass killing of EndSARS protesters. And in its response, that is, the Lagos state government dismissed the viral memo on EndSARS mass burial, says it is the handiwork of mischief makers. In a release by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Dr. Olusegun Oboye, the government explains that the bodies were picked up from across Lagos and none from the Lekki toll gate. Our correspondent, Amarachi Ubani, reports.
The Lagos state government, through its Ministry of Health, has responded to reactions of a mass burial plan for casualties of the 2020 EndSARS incident, saying peddlers of the news are deliberately misinterpreting and sensationalizing a letter from the Lagos State Government's Public Procurement Agency. Peddlers of the news are deliberately misinterpreting and sensationalizing a letter from the Lagos State Government's Public Procurement Agency. According to the state government's response in the form of a statement signed by the Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Olusegun Oboye, the Lagos State Environmental Health Unit picked up the bodies in the aftermath of EndSARS violence and community clashes at Fagba, Ketu, Ikorodu, Orile, Ajegunle, Abulegba, Ikeja, Ojota, Ekoro, Ogba, Isolo, and Ajah areas of Lagos State. There was also a jailbreak at Ikoyi prison. The 103 casualties mentioned in the documents were from these incidents and not from Lekki Tollgate as being alleged. For the avoidance of doubt, no body was retrieved from the Lekki Tollgate incident.
In suit FHC/L/C.
It said, contrary to the disingenuous narrative woven around the recently approved mass burial, the #EndSARS panel subpoenaed the Lagos State chief pathologist to produce full records of unclaimed bodies of dead deposited with State Central Morgue during the days immediately after preceding and following the event at Lekki Tollgate on October 10, 2020. According to the statement, the subpoena was at the request of lawyers who represented EndSARS protesters, and the chief pathologist complied. The permanent secretary said, there was not a single finding in the report or ensuing white paper attributing the death of any named citizen listed in the autopsy to the Lekki incident. He said in the aftermath of the EndSARS violence, the Office of the Chief Coroner invited members of the public through public adverts and announcements, citing November 18, 2020 in the Punch newspaper and November 19, 2020 in This Day newspapers, who had lost loved ones or whose relatives had been declared missing between October 19 and 27th of 2020 from various clashes as mentioned, to contact the Department of Pathology and Forensic Medicine of the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital to help with the identification of casualties deposited in state-owned morgues, and relatives were to undergo DNA tests to identify purposes. According to the statement, after almost 3 years, the bodies remain unclaimed, adding to the congestion of the morgues. As per the need to decongest the morgues, a procedure that follows very careful medical and legal guidelines in the event that a relative may still turn up to claim a lost relative years after the incident. On that note, the Lagos State government appealed to those it called rumor mongers to allow hapless families of the unclaimed loved ones deserved closure.
Let's take you back now to our lead story on that, a leaked memo that has gone viral on social media and addressed to the Lagos State Ministry of Health requesting for 61,285,000 naira for a mass burial of the 103 persons believed to have died in the 2020 EndSARS protest. We'll now bring you a report on the events and bring you up to speed, that is, on the events that has led to this latest development. And our correspondent, Dari Dewu, tells us more.
More than 2 years after the widespread EndSARS protests against police brutality, the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has approved the mass burial of at least 103 persons believed to have died during the protest. The viral leaked memo on social media addressed to the Lagos State Ministry of Health shows a request for 61,285,000 naira for the mass burial. Now let's backtrack to the event of 2020, a nationwide protest triggered by a case of police brutality lasted for weeks on the streets. The youth came out in large numbers and their demands were clear. One, immediate release of all arrested protesters. 2, justice for all deceased victims of police brutality and appropriate compensation for their families. 3, setting up an independent body to oversee the investigation and prosecution of all reported police misconduct within a period of 10 days. Among other demands, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, in his immediate reaction to the shooting of October 20, 2020, said no life was lost at the Lekki Tollgate.
I have nonetheless instructed an investigation into the ordered and the adopted rules of engagement employed by the officers and men of the Nigerian Army that were deployed to the Lekki Tollgate last night.
controversy over the number of deaths recorded after the EndSARS protest and other police brutality cases warranted the setting up of an inquest led by Justice Doris Okuobi.
Is it part of his duty to go and be checking whether if a body was picked up at this place, prison service, Abuja, Lagos, wherever? Is it part of the autopsy process? To go to the prison service and find out. Is that the purpose of an autopsy? Okay, calm down. Now, let me educate you. Answer my question. Hold it. When I'm dealing with some...
The question has been answered.
Carried, charged with blank ammunition. And that is why you watched the video.
Don't explain the video.
And saw.
We'll come to the video. I'm only asking you the materials you took there. And you have confirmed you went with rifles, bland whatever, and
live ammunition.
In June 2021, a forensic pathologist, Professor John Obafunwa, told the Lagos State Judicial Panel that the coroner's office conducted post-mortem autopsy on 99 bodies between October 20 and 27.
the coroner instructed us to conduct autopsies on bodies that came in between the 20th or 21st and I think up to about the 24th. And we did the autopsies on the bodies. Not just Lekki, but cases from Aja, Surulere or something like Ikorodu, Fagba.
After 1 year of taking testimonies, evidence, and awarding compensations, the panel submitted its report on November 15, 2021. With this leaked memo, more questions are now being raised by members of the public. Former Minister of Education Obi Ezekwesili says in one of her tweets on the topic, and I quote, "With this leaked memo, a lot is expected to unfold in the coming days, particularly because both the Lagos State government and the federal government have consistently denied any mass killing of EndSARS protesters." Dari Idowu, Channels Television News.
To the courts now, and the Court of Appeal Lagos Division has set aside the judgment of a federal high court which ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to direct
All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Trust we had an amazing weekend. Happy New Week to you all. If you're just coming across the channel, please don't forget to click the subscription button, turn on your notification bell so as to get notified whenever we're live. And please don't forget to click the like button and send in your super chats. Okay, welcome to another episode of our newspaper review. So a lot of things have been happening, and all right, so on the Nation newspaper today, nobody taken from toll gate, says Lagos government, and that's on the EndSARS dead bodies, the corpse. All right, Nigerian equities outperformed global stocks with 1.3 trillion gain. And Chetima in Rome for Global Food Security Summit. IMF forecasts weak growth, inflation surge next year. A market awaits monetary direction from CBN's MPC. And APC NEC to ratify Gaduje Basu as chairman and secretary. And why I deserve reflection by Ududima. Uzudima. Many feared killed in Ore fire. Parties caucus endorses choices. Why Adamu Omisori had to go by Lukman and on the Court of Appeal, a transmission of result not mandatory. For joining police, my lover left me, says IJ. And revenue windfall, our expectation from governors by South leaders. And over to the Nigeria Tribune newspaper. Heavens will not fall if justice is done. Article replies Tinubu. And still on the NSAS matters, Lagos plans burial for 103 bodies. Quite amazing. Okay, government says victims not from Lekki Tollgate. Voluntarily in foreign exchange market unsettling is coming from the CPPE and it's on page 6. And still from the MPC, economists warn against further increase in benchmark interest rates. And NDLEA arrest drug lord in Lagos hotel. Can read that up on page 26. And how National Social Register was conceptualized in 2016, coming from NASCO. And also that's on page 3. And fees hike, parents lament, weigh options. Petrol subsidy removal akin to new Naira redesign fallout, says Nigerians. And 25th killed as fuel tanker explodes in Ore. Police now Beninosi attempting to use 9-year-old son for money rickshaw. Into the Punch newspaper. Senate girls up for ministerial screening awaits list this week. And dollar now 876 naira as forest shortage worsens. Ganduje intensifies lobby as North Central APC demands chairmanship slot. And workers' cakes as governors borrow 2.2 trillion naira from banks. Governors' borrowing spell has left states poorer. Pensioners, workers lament. And government must avoid short-term borrowing that make arm states' finances. Dons 1. And still on the NSAS matters, 103 recovered dead bodies, not Lekki Tollgate victim, says Lagos. And NDLEA seizes 3.7 billion naira tramadol at Lagos airport. Ogun begins probe as 8 die after a call bought. And that's all on the Punch newspaper. Then over to the Vanguard newspaper. Ado Bayero from the daughter's lens. And Lagos clarifies purported plan Mars burial for NSAS. You can read that up on page 6. And despite huge demand for Nigerians' produced cargo, aircraft still leave empty. And Tinubu hush deadline replaces 4 names on ministerial list. And choice of APC chairman creates ripples in APC. A president's tone between Gaduje and El Makura. And Catch Crunch, artisans now go into collabo to survive. That's on page 7. Then World Bank State Built National Social Register. And still on the APC crisis, Adamu's greatest chin was trying to impose Lawan as presidential candidate. Over 1 billion people risk hunger globally. That's coming from World Bank, and you can read that up on page 8. And still on the school fees increase, don't snuff life out of us, parents beg Tinubu. And still on the forest crisis, insurers struggle to grow income from imports. And on the Daily Sun newspaper, still on the EndSARS matters, Lagos confirms mass burial for 103 victims and says no victim from Lekki toll gates. That's on page 7. And anxiety grips Tinubu, Atiku, Obi as Judgment Day beckons. That's still on the presidential election. And declare me winner with INEC submission. This is coming from Atiku. Petitioners to go for adoption of addresses. And still on the exchange rates, experts call for removal of ban on 43 items. You can read that up on page 25. And despite new forest policy, difference between official parallel market rates widens. Solondu Anglican Bishop extol Achibe's virtue at 10th memorial service. And that's on page 8. Obaseki accuses federal government of abandoning Edo. And after viral video shows government convoy trapped in flooded collapsed road. 2026. And federal government to prune taxes from 52 to 10. And make change fails to Nigeria Revenue Service. Can read that up on page 2. And CSO asks NYSC to apologize to UBAM over allegation of forged certificate. 1000 page 26. And politicians foil in Christian-Muslim discord. This coming from Islamic scholar. Life now unbearable. And affair differe, middle bed forum, ACF, and others lament. Can read that up on page 6 and page 25. OPS, Nasiman, NECA won on galloping inflation. And why I deserve re-election. This is coming from Udzodima. That's on page 27. And that's all on the newspaper today. The link has been posted, so you can join us here to air your view. Mr. Oyowa, good morning to you. You're welcome.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well. Trust you had an amazing weekend.
Oh, yeah. At work. And you? What about LSO? It's not here. And your sister? Peria, Abikewa. So I see you are right up. He said Southeast loses how much? Okay, well. Hello.
Can you hear me? You know
Yeah, say what is
the NSAS protest. I think that should be 2020, right here, 2020. And you know, there were some lives that were lost in that protest. And now the state governor has approved. The state governor have approved about 6 billion naira for mass burial.
oh, wow.
And now my question is, I thought this is about 3 years ago. Are they just recovering this body? Mr. Ayew, can you hear me?
They are not just recovering it, they pack it out. Can't you people see it that time that after they shoot, after they are shooting, they are packing the bodies, moving to mortuary. I thought
Okay,
everybody
so
saw it now.
for 3 years they've not buried those people, and the family, or maybe they've done the family bad, so the family cannot come and look for their children or look for their relative.
Let them be,
So now they're
let them
remembering
be
them.
deceived. Let them be deceived. They have buried some because those people that they kill at Lucky is more than these people that they are talking about. It's more than. They have buried some. Everybody saw the video, saw the crowd, saw how they are shooting the people. There are more than these people that they are talking about. Now they are lying. You know, zoo. That's why they call it. They call them zoo.
Mine is not
Well,
really about the population. I mean, I'm talking about this particular number of victims. Don't they have relatives? For like 3 years, the relative could not come and claim their
it's
body.
not that they don't have relative. You know, that's why our prime minister is talking about. Nigeria doesn't have a database system, so that if somebody die or something, you can quickly identify. Some of them are strangers. Some of them come to Lagos. Some of them, their relative may be thinking their loved one are still alive. They are still hustling. They don't know that they have already dead. Assuming it's the country that has a database, you will notify on time. You understand? Besides, there are some people that come out that time and protest, but they deny them the access to see their loved ones. Can't you see them that time? Some people come out and protest now and talk about their loved ones, but there are not many. They shut them up. So that is the zoo for you. Now they are coming with this strategy because they feel that Tinubu, their godfather, is in power. They can do anything. That's what we are saying. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
Yes, I get you. Okay, then I'm listening to you, sir. Are you done?
I said that time there is a group of women that come and some young guys that come and protest. They even took some of their pictures of their loved ones that died during Lekki target. I thought it was in social media now. Many people saw it. You understand? Some people come and claim their body, but they deny them the access, deny them everything. They set up them a panel. They are there talking jamboree. You know how Nigeria thinks stuff, and so that is what Nigeria is all about. They don't care about anybody that died. They don't care. That's why we are fighting for freedom, to get out of that country. The country is not working. How can people die? How can people die? You claim they are your citizen. You can't even identify them. You can't even. It's for the government to call them to make inquiry if it is the government that is working. is for them to make inquiry, the owner of the bodies, for them to come and explain to them what happens to their loved ones. But because of the country is not working, I don't think you people are not getting what we are saying here. That country is not working and can never work. That's how they will be doing. They will kill somebody. Do you know how many people that die there in every day in that country? So why their loved ones can't come like that is that most of them feel that their loved ones are safe in Lagos. They are still alive. Many people think, even in this Obodoyibo that we are safe, many people think that their loved ones are still in Obodoyibo. They don't know that most of them are in jail. Most of them are in prison. Most of them are died. You understand? But assuming it's country that is working, any of your citizens that mix, you people will know. The country will know. You understand? But Nigeria did not, the system did not work in that way. So that is the problem here. You understand? That is the problem here.
Okay, Mr. Oyewa, there's also, alongside with this, there is good news. And that's from the Court of Appeal concerning the death of Nnamdi Kanu. That he has been granted access to see the doctor of his choice. So let me just play that video in a few minutes.
A federal high court in Abuja has ordered the Department of State Services to grant Nnamdi Kanu access to his doctors of choice and his medical records. Justice Binta Nyako, who delivered the judgment on Thursday, said objections by the DSS against Kanu lacked merit, adding that he was constitutionally entitled to access both his medical records and his doctors. In a suit marked FHC/ABJ/CS/2341/2022, filed by his team of lawyers led by Professor Mike Ozekome, SAN, Kanu had applied for an order of mandamus compelling the security agency to allow him access to his private physicians to conduct an independent examination to determine his actual state of health. He prayed the court for an order of court granting leave to the applicant to apply for judicial review in the form of an order of mandamus, compelling the respondent to avail the applicant of all his medical records from the 29th day of June 2021 till date, which Justice Nyako had earlier ordered on October 21, 2021. According to Chief Michael Zekome, SAN, the respondents have repeatedly denied the applicant access to medical doctors of his choice to independently examine him, contrary to the order of the court made on October 21, 2021, and the express provisions of Section 7 of the Anti-Torture Act 2017. Some of the medical records requested include admission records, medical and clinical notes, nursing notes, observation charts and documentation during treatment or stay in hospital, laboratory test results, pharmaceutical records, radiological scans, images and reports, blood transfusion records, physiotherapy and rehabilitative treatment records, clinical findings, as well as diagnosis and treatment prescribed records. Justice Nyako in her judgment therefore held that the DSS should not interfere with Kanu's rights to gain access to his medical records. The court also held that his team of medical doctors would supervise the requested medical examination of Kanu outside the facility of the DSS, and that the reports should be sealed for security purposes. On the whole, the application succeeds and is hereby granted, Justice Nyako held, having dismissed objections by the counsel for the DSS, A.M. Danlami, challenging the jurisdiction of the court to grant the request. Reacting to the judgment, lead counsel for Kanu, Michael Zekome, commended Justice Nyako's courage and godliness in her judgment, adding that the earlier judgment of the court, striking out 8 counts and the stricken 7 counts by the appeal court, had now become a case study in the legal practice.
Today, this court the Honorable Justice Bintanyako granted all the reliefs sought for by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before the court. The young Nigerian patriot, Igbo self-determination czar, who was extraordinarily, illegally, unconstitutionally, torturously, brutally renditioned from Kenya back to Nigeria on the 27th of June 2021. Today, the court agreed with us that the reliefs we asked for must be granted, and the judge granted them. What were these reliefs? That Nnamdi Kanu be allowed access to medical doctors of his own choice, as earlier also ruled by this honorable court since October 2021, but which ruling was continuously, serially, and contumaciously breached by the SSS. Today, the court ruled that he was entitled to have access to his medical practitioners of his own choice, and that these medical practitioners should be present whenever any examination or procedure is to be done on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu outside the facilities of the SSS.
Please put your hands together for yourself.
So, Mr. Oyewa, that's the update. At least there's progress. There's progress.
For me, it's not a good news for me.
Why not a good
All
news
this,
for you?
it's never a good news for me. A good news for me is for them to release him, because he has done nothing. All this jamboree that they are playing show you that they are in the zoo. How many times have they granted him access to his doctors? If it is not this, it's not first time. I mean, fourth time or third time they have granted him, or second time. But they deny him. Even that age of that is in that court. When a doctor is trying to enter, the doctor has already in DSS to go and check him. Ejiofor and Zekome pulls them back. It's because of this sit at home is hitting them hard. That's why they are fixing court judgment, fixing all this nonsense. All this is rubbish. I don't buy the idea for them. All this they're gonna deceive people that they're gonna deceive. They can't deceive a grown-up man like me. The good news that we are waiting for here is for them to release him, for him to go home and go to hospital by himself, travel out. That is the good news that we're waiting. All this nonsense is not a good news for me.
Stepping stone. Let's just agree with them that they've granted him access. Then let's watch what happens. At least
That is the
before
problem.
talking about when there's a step, at least when you're talking about freedom or in anything in life, when you're trying to achieve anything in life, there's always a step.
No, that's the problem in the zoo. That's the problem that we are talking about in the zoo. Court has freed him. Court has freed him. It's simple. Let them leave the young man to go. All this panky judging how many times. It looked childish. All these things that they are doing look childish to me.
Okay, from the perspective I'm coming from, why I said it's actually a good news, because I guess what the people are doing, kind of getting towards them. No, for them to have to grant him release or to get to see the doctor of his choice, definitely they will definitely release him one day.
inside DSS hospital, or inside DSS or outside, if I may ask.
That's an issue to me.
I'm asking you now, is it inside DSS or outside, out of Abuja?
It was not stated.
Huh?
It was not stated.
You see, I said this is childish. Somebody that is not healthy, you hold him on hostage inside DSS. That kind of a thing don't happen in the Western world. You free him to go and treat himself. You can put a DSS in the hospital that he will be. Let him be guiding him. That's how they do things. Or you
That's what
discharge him and free him.
could be. I don't know if that
That you give doctor access to come to DSS to check him. All those things are rubbish. He look childish. They should free him. Court has granted him bail. Court of appeal. I tell them that they should release him. They should release him. They should stop all this nonsense, jamboree, all this childish. I call it childish because that country is not working. That's why you'll be seeing all this nonsense.
A federal high court in Abuja has ordered the Department of State Services to grant Nnamdi Kanu access to his doctors of choice and his medical records. Justice Bintu Nyako, who delivered the judgment on Thursday, said objections by the DSS against Kanu lacked merit, adding that he was constitutionally entitled to access both his medical records and his doctors. In a suit marked FHC/ABJ/CS/2341/2022, filed by his team of lawyers led by Professor Mike Ozekome, SAN, Kanu had applied for an order of mandamus compelling the security agency to allow him access to his private physicians to conduct an independent examination to determine his actual state of health. He prayed the court for an order of court granting leave to the applicant to apply for judicial review in the form of an order of mandamus, compelling the respondent to avail the applicant of all his medical records from the 29th day of June 2021 till date, which Justice Nyako had earlier ordered on October 21, 2021. According to Chief Michael Zekome, SAN, the respondents have repeatedly denied the applicant access to medical doctors of his choice to independently examine him, contrary to the order of the court made on October 21, 2021, and the express provisions of Section 7 of the Anti-Torture Act 2017. Some of the medical records requested include admission records, medical and clinical notes, nursing notes, observation charts and documentation during treatment or stay in hospital, laboratory test results, pharmaceutical records, radiological scans, images and reports, blood transfusion records, physiotherapy and rehabilitative treatment records, clinical findings, as well as diagnosis and treatment prescribed records. Justice Nyako in her judgment therefore held that the DSS should not interfere with Kanu's rights to gain access to his medical records. The court also held that his team of medical doctors would supervise the requested medical examination of Kanu outside the facility of the DSS, and that the reports should be sealed for security purposes. On the whole, the application succeeds and is hereby granted, Justice Nyako held, having dismissed objections by the counsel for the DSS, A.M. Danlami, challenging the jurisdiction of the court to grant the request. Reacting to the judgment,
Yes.
Hello, good morning, dear friends.
Good morning, okay.
Good morning, Wayne.
Yeah, money, bro. Money, bro.
How are you there?
Oh.
I just want to drop one or two things before I go. My sister, if your it's a question, please. I want to ask everybody before I answer this question. If you are a youth and from 40 below go down, just from 0 to 40, you see, I call you youth because if you know the truth and they are telling you something, you refuse to listen and you refuse to understand, you will die ignorant. As an adult, from 40 to your 200 age, as long as God keep you, when you know the truth and you refuse to speak out, you will die ignorant. That disease will kill you. And your soul will not have remedy because you refuse to pay attention. I want to ask this simple question. If your dad or your elder brother is the head of, let me say, your dad is the chairman of a meeting or any organization or just a market, your mom is the egbe in that market, and you come for work, you hear say they arrest your mother or your father. Well, what happened? What happened? They say they don't want you. They guilty. They guilty. They can't go station. For all the drama, the same court for that Nigeria where you dey, come announce say your mama not dey guilty, say na innocent. But the people wey go carry your mama for house, they not believe your mama. Or the people wey come carry your father, they not believe your father. And you as a man or as a woman, any power or anything you get, the people when they say they come arrest your father now don't hear say the court where they carry your father go say your father not dey guilty. You as a child, what will you do? This is a question, because now not be anybody, papa, not be anybody picking a be. Would they bend the matter, bend and go here, bend and go here? You see this ignorance, Nigeria will condemn. The way God, the more they are doing these things, the more the anger. Oh my goodness. Okay, you get the right, you get the mind to play this video. In court granted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go to hospital, take a daughter of his choice. But that same person, when they publish this thing, I know if they go publish the same video where they can't kill that man enemy, can't shoot the house. You see all these things who they keep, and those where they feel say they know there's a bit talk. Well, may not ask me whether I not get parents for Nigeria for anywhere. The day anybody when will die for this scenario will die. I have made up my mind. I just see the stupidity of everybody. I'm not here to come the pet one. Let's assume what, accept what. Court has pronounced this man have no case. In short, not get anything at all. No court will try this man. Loud and clear. Why not everybody will hold that matter strong? Make all the media ask the government why. And the bastard now don't come off. He don't run. Who go and kidnap and don't run. I just put her in a way of to understand, say arrest to. I'm not talking about kidnapping because this man was kidnapped. Let's just put it, say arrest. You as a human being, what will you do when the court don't say release this man, let him go? You as a child, my sister, tell me, what will you do? Please, Mona, give me answer. Both my brother, anyone of yours, just tell me my what, any of now. We will judge from our own perspective. What will you do?
Hello. Kevin, morning, Kevin. I'm studying. I hope all is well. Yeah, okay. Morning. Good morning, everybody.
You're welcome.
Good morning, viewers. Yeah, good morning, viewers. And good morning, the comment section writers. My brother, your question is very, 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 very good and important. Understand? Which I don't think nobody from the zoo can answer you the question, because all of them are working into hand to hand. They are working into hand to hand. The same way you ask the question, that is the same way the thing is hurting me in my mind. In my mind, it's hurting me very, 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 very. I don't know how to tell you. Because I can hear Kevin say that it is a good news. Good news for what? The man that court have already released this man and discharged him. Okay, when the doctors came first time, there was no they didn't grant them access to go and see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That time is not good news. You understand? Now it is good news. Honestly, I don't believe anything like good news in Nigeria, because all these things is just they're just putting it winding us all up and down. Nigeria, as far as I'm concerned, there's no any court of judicial in Nigeria, there's no any court of law, there's no any judges in Nigeria. I don't believe so. Because since those ones that is the seat are Fulani, all of them is Fulani. You understand? So I don't believe all this is that they are just winding us up and down. Tell us good news.
Let me shock these people. What they don't know, let me shock them. Have you ever seen any man that have been in Nigeria prison with a white? Now, let me tell you something. The reason why God make it so, the people that put that man wear that white shirt, and they don't, maybe that first time they not change the shirt, they not change the clothes, whatever. The reason why that first symbol signify that white when he put on, oh my goodness, that is an angel. Angel of a human form. That is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, angel of a human form. The reason why they there with that white tell you that in that full country, Nigeria is pure and holy to the core. For him to deal with that white signify him that his heart and everything he do is from Elohim, is pure. Every prisoner in that zoo, whether they are arrested for what you know, one or two things you are guilty in your heart, but you see that man, for him to wear that white still until today, it's not ordinary. God make it so. And it shall be so, because why? That man is a saint. I pity for every ignorant people. Even though even 10 persons won't start this generation, it will start and in a few years it will generate what you want to generate as God bid. Let me tell you. In your eyes, mind, you think the thing say Nigeria, you will still be doing Happy Christmas 2025. Maybe you believe so, Abi. If everybody in that Nigeria, including my parents, go see the belief state, they will still do Happy Christmas, buy Christmas shirt for that same country, 2024 is dreaming. You understand? So just live. We are working in the spiritual eyes. You understand? And that is what we believe, because the spiritual control the physical. The only thing for you to understand how it works in spiritual is to you to understand what is Nigeria, how the country, what if they work with, as in everybody else they like. Do you know how Nigeria looks like? Nigeria looks like a cage. You bought a chicken, like 5 chicken, or how many chicken you have in that cage. Now you know where the door is. Now you know when to give them food. Now you know sometimes if you go play with your friend, they'll tell you, say, your chicken don't chop. You go say, I bet forget it. Don't want that, go die, go see you one, buy another one. That is how the people when they control Nigeria look, everybody, all of them of that country. Because why? I don't know where to start. Is it that they poison the air of Nigeria? The cage, is this spiritual something that make? Do you know, even looking at Nigeria now, people will not go school, can't they happy say they not go school because they can't, they so more intelligent, more than those that went to school and have certificate, what they call it, their degree, the ancient, anything you get. Nigeria now can't make people this stupid. If you as ignorant person, or just you are common person when you don't even go school. For example, if you carry your brain enter the foreign country, the things when you go do go they different than those when you go school for Nigeria. Because why? You can't understand some things for life to go to country where you say things can't they work. You can't use your brain to work things out. That makes you live in a foreign country to live a better life. Nigeria as now, there's no amount of brain when you get. If you have 100 million, you are still dead. For money, you are gone because only one bottle, only one thing, everything you don't lose for that country, Nigeria. If your business now, your business worth of 30 million, is not safe, you are just living the grace. Anything they spend, government no will go assist you with ₦1. That's number one. Now tell me, what are you living your life for? Whereby you struggle your life to make everything possible in your generation, to make this work, but still yet nothing will help you for the society. Then you come proud to be in that nation, say yeah, you are proud of that country. That's a country where you give yourself light to be stable if you want to enjoy light. A country where you give yourself water before you start your house. If you want to give yourself water, you want to drink good water. A country where you give yourself good road by your own self. You want then you can't say people there, they call themselves, they make law. How you want to put the country, can't make other people they look at you, say they do well. I don't know how I want to start. So I don't want to go back to Nigeria. I'm just telling you that man you see there with that white. Hey, you see, if as all of us they sleep for night, that man is in heaven discussing the battle. It's not there because all you just know, they say, he not exist. Now, Biafra will bring her back to life. If now know nothing good for now, I see the answer to that question. If they arrest your papa or your mama, and your mama now leader of anything, be meeting, be market, anything, and you get any power, whatever. You don't hear say where they arrest your mama go. They don't judge her for court. They say your mama not dead with your mama free, make them free. But the people will go carry your mama, they say, hold on, what do you want to do? Tell me, say this is not what I will do. They will know whether we are in this step or not.
It's okay. In this country, there are a lot of persons who have died like that. The reason why this man has this fan, that he has a lot of supporters, and we are trusting that they will afford to that. That's the reason why every other be okay if actually.
We can't hear you, sorry. Sorry, we can't hear you, my sister. Or make I flow because the thing they annoying me, my sister. No. Hello, Alex. You're welcome.
Good morning, bro, from here. Mr. Ayewa, good morning from here. Yeah, I say, Tinubu don't work on carrier network. I good you, bro. Good morning from here.
How the family?
That's so. Your sister said, we have good news. Yeah, that's so. At the answer, I'm saying, which good news? I just said, I don't release our leader.
Since we hear say Martinelli can go see daughter of the church, that good news to Anna. But we don't pass that stage of good news of seeing doctor. He wants to see doctor for inside prison. It make any sense?
I wonder.
First way not watch. If you don't see doctor, if family go take care of her for us, he go relax. They go do everything for her. But now you go see doctor, you call it like that for another grant. Down a doctor. Down have to see doctor. My best go do operation. No. Go like that for another grant. Down a suffer.
My brother, no vessel. No vessel. After they don't do after they don't do the surgery now. After then, what is next? You can't go back to that prison. After that surgery now.
No, wait, bros. If the one that saw the ACOG with the hand, don't forget that one. No. Me not wrong.
See, now God go anchor, now God go see anchor, in short, not be God, now Satan go anchor that person life for fire join if they did for torture. As that person go there for the person go put the anchor for your hand, no problem. If the person try him, he done for physical, right? He go still die. Then for a judgment day for hell, Satan go see chain in hand, join the punishment, where even though the time where God go see, won't see people for hell, where won't see deliver, he don't go see hand to raise up to say, I'm here, Lord, forgive me. Then see, do you know what is called grace? Do you know what is called mercy? As you are doing the still, you are doing everybody when do Jesus Christ that time. What did they confuse us? My brother, what did they deceive us true? We are looking about the flesh. We are looking at the color that made that film. Can't say Jesus Christ is not real now, white man God. No, my brother. Just as you are reasoning, as you see man the can so you they believe in a spiritual be. You did not see now spiritual now spiritual man in human form, right? You know where his spirit they come from? Above every other God, above the heaven Elohim himself. As you the hear pastor, man of God, because he not carry Bible, not carry church, you know who church abi. Now you see how human be they think. If you go feel Jesus Christ will come to this earth from heaven, come as human being. First question you go ask. If you were there that time, how those people look like the time when Christ be capital, Father be Joseph, will be capital. You know if you testify whether that color are blue or white or black, because the day when you go die, now God will tell you, say, not create white, not create black. Now you could ask, but they say now we're so foolish to understand that when you watch film, you just capitalize the film, call the reason people want the atom. You know the reason beyond the scene. How come this inform? Not reason the people with the atom. Reason the story that they give you. The mistake they do, to put somebody's face to say this now Jesus Christ, now be the mistake, and they know what they did to convince us. If not, if they add Jesus Christ film, they never show his face, they never put picture, they just talk the story. By now, for the worship God, Jesus Christ in spirit, we're not gonna know who he be. We for not know, our mind for dedicated to him. As this thing for not too much, because we will not know who to describe him. But they purposely put this thing for the mind of us to look, and the more you look, generation come, your mindset don't brainwash already. You don't see to damage you, now from childbirth, they damage your brain, you are gone. Do you know the heavy cost we must not bring? That's why I say it's from Elohim.
But when not the talk again?
It can't wake you. It can't wake your soul. It can't wake your soul. How you are really be the real human being in you. That's how God is. Should you get me? So no one will not go far. That one for you are just looking. Jesus Christ is real. So as we are seeing our leader, so when time will come, because just for example, do you think I wish now white man get this thing now? This powerful man now, like our leader, I wish now white man get him. Oh my goodness. If now white man, now this man be, the generation will come for 1 billion years to come. No go know the color of this man. Say Mars now the color is from Biafra. Say now, oh God, I don't do the story. They will make him before 100 years. Forget you. All of them when they 40 years don't die. That time 50 years don't die. Go. When our children when are born, now can't look the picture. They will paint Mazi as white. Now look at us now, white man now liberate Biafra. I am telling you, the children of Biafra to come 50 years, though, this is a white man not liberate them. Because why? They will make the video, make the story. Everybody, even Simon Ekpa, in name, they will change things for a name. They will bring, and children will come watch the picture. They will say, "Thank God for these white people." Now be our mental problem. Now, won't you say Jesus Christ not be real? Our Mazi now, the Carlos, they say yes. When Biafra will come, it will look like when Jesus Christ was born. Just let's go and see the light. Mazi now know Jesus is real. So more just forget the mind of the fake people, the fake pastor, the people that brought it. As long as you can take the handset, collect that technology, collect that things, you can't throw that Jesus they give you a book. That thing when you throw it, that's more important for your life. that Bible and Jesus, when you teach them that they bring up be wise, not be them. Now they take what you get, can't give you as an example, but you teaching and then give you. But now your own thing, grab them. They don't feel hide them. That is why they give you Jesus. God put out for their mind to give you. If you therefore hide Jesus from you. Bible therefore hide down to the core, whereby you don't know how the manner of God they exist, but God still put people to still bring the truth. That's why Bible they exist, whether fake or whatever the church that brought Bible, but Bible is Bible, it's real. So our Mazi is a spiritual, just like the days of the Elijah, Elisha, Moses, Abraham, all those men that walk, Enoch, all those men. Now you go count man, Zinam, you can't follow. Not looking like because they broadcast of Biafra, they speak, they chop food like they chop. If they dine with the Lord, he's dying with the Lord anytime you are here. The day Mama born him and the Papa born him, and that day the assignment of Africa for free. Okay, sorry, my sister.
Good morning, all. Good morning. Can someone hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can hear you. Go on. Mama, go on. Why?
Yeah, I was
Thank you.
actually busy when you were playing the video of Mr. Zekome or lawyer, I don't know, Ezekome. Ezekome is such a shame. And MNK must have regretted having him as a leader because he did not stand for what our leader represents. No way. You understand? If Ezekome can just stand on the pulpit and be saying trash that MNK is a patriotic Nigerian, and moreover, he's been fighting for the struggle of the freedom of the Igbos. Oh my goodness. He's spat on the face of our leader. And MNK will never forgive him for such a statement. He is a disgrace. Though they have been fired, they are only forcing themselves to do what they did not ask them to do. But it's a big disgrace for Mark Ezekome. I used to honor him. I used to like him as a lawyer, but I did not know he would come so low, taking bribe from the Fulani and come to the people to be spitting trash. You understand? It's such a painful something when I heard that statement from him. For the Igbos, he's trying to push the Igbo to the struggle to the 5 states of the Biafra land, which is very bad. MNK stand for Biafra. He did not want to call for Igbo liberation in Nigeria. He called for the whole of Biafra land. Why would that idiot, stupid man come out and be spitting trash? Eh? It's so painful. I am pained. So painful and disgrace to him. He's not fit to represent us, neither our leader. He should quit. That is my submission. Thank you very much. I am busy. I just want to pouring out my mind because it's so painful to me. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mama. What you are saying is very, very nice, very good. That's why I like this. That's why I like this new generation IPOB. This good IPOB of people. I like. We don't fear face. We don't fear. Our master Nandekano said, he don't care if he holds his life. We should take it. We will tell you truth at any time. At any given time, we will tell you truth. We don't fear you. If you mess up, we'll tell you truth. If you go against the wish of Biafra, we will tell you that we are going against the wish of Biafra. You, Mike Ezekome, went out and come out and said that Martin Dekani is against him at home. When? Sometimes I don't know. I don't know how people are doing things. Like our governors, Eastern governors and upper. In fact, I pray I pray that very soon they will meet their paymasters. You want to address, you want to stop sit at home. You want to stop sit at home. Why something that causes sit at home, that something that brings sit at home is there. You haven't solved the matter. You want to stop sit at home. It cannot be easy. It cannot be easy. Unless you go to Abuja and stop and bring that thing that causes sit at home, you stop it and you close it and bring it out. Then that time when you're talking about sit at home, we will start listening to you. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. You know.
My brother, no need to just even worry yourself. Just that anything when you talk now, you do. Our leader already put things in place already. All those Igbo, they know that self. If like Mike Zakume talk say, now the Igbo people will speak for. May talk on. Then Igbo for Benue State go come out. Igbo for Kogi go come out. Not be see Igbo. So you always want, they don't know how to talk again. Leave them, they are crying. Make the man come out. Make he come see where the things be. Whether I go say, I am against that home. I beg, leave them. Our God put the thing for Simon Matz. Our Prime Minister say, we will not take any order from our leader inside that place except he come out. Even video, even radio talk. That is a first key. Because one thing understand, once God don't ordain the mouth of Simon, now only he never speaks some kind of thing. Get some kind of thing where he no one agree talk. If he thought that thing go happen, but there are some things in that mouth when he speak, you before tickle of an eye, just to watch the thing will grab the message will just go viral. It will just not by social media. What I mean viral, spiritual realm. It go touch people's heart. They also come. Let me tell you, when God will do something, one I need to understand. Say the reason why I see the carry Bible they put on small because when this Biafra will come, if anybody not understand how God will work, now the highest foolish, nobody can educate that person again for life. I am telling you, if you're not wise in Biafra, you will be dumb. In short, you fully will get as past you. Because if Bible not put and finish, tell you say people when you follow Moses, not be every children of God follow Moses. So some don't chop the food of the you don't dine with Pharaoh where we say the division of Israelite, but then they no one year Moses they tell them. You see that thing where they pot for the serve by themselves, they chop from Pharaoh pot in different way. Even those when they farm, they use their own people, they chop, where they store the food. Some of them they pack the food from there, they read themselves. So now those people you go call them Wanese, those kind of people you go call them Iba, those kind of people you go call the Nigeria because all these people you see there, suppose join the children go follow enter the promised land though. But they don't really chop with that devil. They just feel say this man is still joking. So that's the one I tell you say all of them enter, they drown for that water. Some of themselves never see follow the enemy, see go that water. They just see wait making fellow says he die because he get grieving hearts. Some say they wait say maybe Nigeria see divide, maybe they just go their own country goes. To tell you, say how many of them they invest for the country. Just check them as they get money rich for the country. If to make your nation, to make your country, you say, for example, the government not a try. You as a normal local government, this is not what you represent. Waiting be all the big men don't do. More people put up for Yoruba, the Igbo, the East, every governors to wake your brain up. There must be some youth or big men we organize open company. They employ some youth, 5 rich men, 5 men from that same society go physically raise some build one kind of big company. They employ youth from village. They make the industry go they go on. People go they get paid. Small thing they support the government. We know they try, but they say no. They go open up for another country. They collect dollar. Just like the Peter Obi, if he get company, if I'm not doubting that guy can get company for UK or before all this thing Mago join, he can get company for there where they give him money. But ask me if you go get that kind of company and you see want Nigeria to good or your country, why you not forget out for your country where they federal number will become governor, make that life stable, give yourself power light, like organize some governors, make you feel reason like you, boost the energy like that company could function. By this time, self, and nobody go even temper that company because now you generate time and you can still get mad, they talk now, say this, they will see that thing say that thing, at least 10 workers see they work for that company. More know who spoiler. If not the government say the way they, because you see one thing, we don't too brainwash enough. I'm telling you, the cost when our prime Mazina can carry to wake your brain is the highest tax so far. After brain dead, you are dead. Once your brain is dead, my bro, all you are doing for life, you are just dead. Just small button will make you say you are dead. So all this one they come talk, we like anything they like they run them out. We don't pass that stage of calling first in our 5 stage. See, let me just tell you one thing. For me, Nigeria government, they fear. Just forget anything you see. What do they fear for? If we really this man give them now, what is next? Now that thing be the problem. If we kill this man now, what is next? They never know. They never know. If they know, they will do one since. And that thing I be waiting God put for that mind. I go date in Biafra will come. I'm telling you, if we release this man, what is next? You see? Now be their own. You know, be say they don't get where to go call the Buhari now. Where they say for a time to know say Nigeria will just if Nigeria women Nigeria just destroy now. May they invite Buhari and this Tinubu. All of them they invite for UK. Where did they go? May normal journalists go interview. May they just go. May they go put that man for top. Why now? Waiting make just only 3 questions. Why you go boggle this man house? Where are those soldiers when go boggle this man? When made this man run for his life? And you can't go kidnap and where are those? Just make just talk 2 things. Then if I don't say open another one say Nigeria no PC, they no PC open eye. No Nigeria no PC now what you need now just war. I'm telling you now. We need fire to be born. Now I go clear. I don't need to talk again. I don't need preaching. I don't know because if that even though he speak from heaven, I am the Lord. I send Mars Namikanu. They will say, na propaganda, I put speaker for sky. Not even if they put speaker for space, now they talk, leave that man. They don't see beliefs in God, they talk. That is how our brain don't die rich already. So if God they work, you don't feel know how the spiritual, if you they pray, you don't know how God to answer your prayer. Say you don't know prayer point. You know, in those days, when they don't get social media, in those days, prophet for house, they will go meet the man when they do bad. The government will say, God told me that if you not change next week or tomorrow, you will die. You know, they hide down. You will walk up past all the bodyguard when they will say, I want to see the prime minister, whatever, or the king. You will say, the Lord spoke to me that if you don't change, that you will die. And to tell them, now them go they spread the news for that side. That's saying also rock for tell they will spread the news. So this man can't talk about the news will spread. And if you not change, you go die. And I will see and see God will go die. If you change, you go save. The man will see content and say, God have saved you, you have changed. This is not be this time. Oh, I made pastor of it come back now and say, Tinubu, you will die tomorrow. They are just that, yeah. And my brother. He get one innocent boy they call next. Go look up for social media. One small boy they call next thing. The boy they do pranking video. One small boy come find to victim for spiritual mind. The guy they form craze. That small boy get money rich. He don't carry that boy with the craze. Reality craze now. We don't want for that madness. Don't want put for that boy. That boy said go 24 churches. He no one measure no big church name. If I measure that name for your only church, you see miracle. He don't go that church. They not solve this boy problem and they don't collect money for him hand. But tomorrow you go see people land for that church. They say miracle is working. I am telling you, real mad. Go on Facebook, YouTube. The boy is dead trending now. They don't go arrest him this morning again. The family of the boy can't arrest him because their son they go mad when they follow the boy they walk. This is the reality. From there you go learn. You go learn your problem. More than they put an eye for what they happen reality. What they call the talk which not supposed to take my ear. If they try go next thing, day for day. Go YouTube, go find them now. Small boy, just the boys who they work for like can't get mad. That boy is making live video. He don't go many big churches. Where una, what they call now pastor. If they name those pastors, I say, why not he hear this boy now? Why not he see this problem? I be the best come strong past una. Say come strong past your God. Man, what a shame. What a shame. Then I beg you, Nigeria needs fire. You need to burn. When I burn, so if I burn with your leg burn, next time you will know what to be. They tell you what you will hear. You need to burn. If you not burn, let fire the cash. Nobody will understand what did happen. That black smoke need to go up. No reason whether I not get family with them, I get family, they want that, they die. No reason me say if I dey here, why I not can go. Guy, I know they carry me come here. I wish I was there. What is it happen? I got just the mayor where the whole gone today. I go do my own one more. I say, give me 100 soldier, 100 policemen to poof. And I go put them with my own silently. I not get men, I not get anybody. And I go do them, I go kill 100, I go video them before I kill them. I know they hide my own talk for this kind of thing they happen. You are telling me if I did Nigeria, I go say just give me 200 for my own mission. I not get men, I go drop them. As I know Nigeria rich, not tell me what me. I don't do bus driving, I don't carry policemen, go to arrest innocent people. They do use my motor as a squad, go to arrest because you get dread. They go rent my motor. They tell me say, boy, guy, today no good, more track this guy. I'll say, okay, what? They'll track the boy because the boy will carry dread. The boy will carry the go hotel away for the lodge. They'll go to arrest innocent people. They'll go pack phone. Some of the idiot police go to give me go my home, my phone like the policeman. Make all the thing for ransom because why? Make my boss for this secure. I don't know who they monitor my boss. I'm a bus driver for Benin. I don't know who they monitor my motor. I have to act like police. I cover cap. The food they see carry those men. I go New Benin police station, collect money for their hand. So they still forget gun for my hand. I may call the policeman. Say, "I see your pistol." The idiot man. So thank you, driver. You see how police they use. You reason me like person. If I tell you what I talk from fame. I'm a bus driver, my eye don't sit in. They go buy diesel for my motor like 3,000. They use me to the patrol, they find Yahoo, but they know Yahoo phone number. They collect, go drink for beer parlor. They will follow them, go collect money. Not be today they start. That time in Nigeria 2012. What you did because of say mass open eye and I think say Nigeria need war. Nobody is safe. You are here telling me, you say, I wish you would come Nigeria. If I come pattern. To say I did Nigeria now, where man they don't know this matter now, women I don't see. The kind of thing that will buy down, people I want to take care of now, those uniform people. What are you telling me? Man, I want to rest my case, bro.
All right, Mr. Okay. Mr. Okay, the paro. that one did. Everybody comes to paro. Even right now, parents up and say, but make Tinubu no suffocate them. Tinubu is suffocate everybody for Nigeria.
But
Please,
they rejoice. But they rejoice now. They rejoice at tribu.com.
Yes, now it's like that. Now so you like whether you must get supporter. That's what you like. Be Lucifer not get supporter, so that's what you like be. You don't understand. People will benefit from a supporter. Okay, I'll be leaving you guys, Mr. Natasha. Good morning from here. I greet you especially. Onwe Palace, I greet you especially.
Yeah, see, I hear.
This is from here. I'll be leaving you guys.
May remember me.
Yeah,
I beg.
I call you personally. No problem, bro.
No, yeah. Kewe, I don't know whether the Jew has cut her off. We can't hear her voice again. Yeah, Mas, you can go on. Mas, you can go on. We can't hear you. You can go on. We can't hear you.
Are you talking to Mr. Nathaniel?
Yeah, Mr. Nathaniel. I'm talking to.
Okay.
Go on.
Good morning. Okay. Good morning. Thank you for a space to speak. And your topic, I believe Nigeria, all our eyes are open. Mostly those of us who are living in a foreign country. And I will always want to draw our mind back. And we should not forget, no matter the stories or the history of our founding fathers, when we talk about Pa Awo, the Zik of Africa, Tafawa Balewa, and Dr. Inahoro, Herbert Macaulay, we should take our mind back. What do these people see or they saw in Europe, in this abroad, in America, and what got them to make them ask Britain that we want to have a country. Because those of us that also study the Bible, I know a lot of people don't believe also. The Bible said any man that does not know where he is coming from, that man will not know where he's going. And anytime we are doing something, we don't refer to history. And that is why the life of African people is messed up. Africa as a whole is messed up. And we are the most blessed people on earth because the world cannot survive without Africa. The slavery and colonization that happened, it was a calculated attempt for these Europeans to overthrow Africa from their original life. And when they want to give us back Africa, they gave us Africa that have been adulterated and people that have polluted ideas. Those are the people they supported to overthrow our founding fathers. And today, people still believe that you can do something about Nigeria. Nigeria is irreparable. I will just draw my back a little. The time Obasanjo was leading Nigeria, and he brought this woman into government, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. There's something she said when she was went to Paris Club with Obasanjo. That time they were begging that they should forgive us our debt. She stood in the front of a house. They will meet in Paris. And she said, the destiny of Africa is tied in this small house. But a lot of people doesn't understand. Because a black man, black people, what they gave us, that is what we believe that it is true. Even the Bible and Quran. Me, I'm a pastor. The little I know about the Bible, over the years I've read the Bible. The Holy Spirit without truth is not Holy Spirit. Because Yeshua himself, somebody asked him, are you the truth? He said, you are the one that says it. So he is the truth. What is missing in Nigeria and in Africa is the truth. And our people don't want to know the truth. They are defending what they don't know. And that is why everything is in a mess. We, now that our eyes are open, let us, in this manner, with strength and power, to defend the truth we know. And anywhere we go to take that truth there. I live in France over the years. I have children here. I know how education is free, healthcare, and so on. No matter any other thing, maybe that is also hard to get. When I was little in a Shagari regime, they do give us free pencil. They do give us free book to go to primary school. Shagari was a fool animal. If Shagari was thinking like that, that means Shagari was seeing something that has to be different to make the so-called zoo to be better. But we don't even have people like that again. Who removed him from power? Is it not Buhari? Why did Buhari remove him? He said this Shagari is corrupt man. The Buhari government that time, what happened? Did he not land Nigeria into crisis? So our people forgot Buhari and they later campaigned for him that he's a general. He will bring security back when Goodluck and his boys were stealing Nigeria money. There is nobody that will fix Nigeria. And if Nigeria doesn't die, the chain will come off our neck. I'm telling you the truth. We are not respected in any part of the world. The greatest shame in our life is Nigeria. And let all of us do everything possible to make sure that that name doesn't exist. Because it's a conspiracy against our destiny. Do you know that a lot of things that are going on here, we see, all of them were available in Nigeria before? Do you know that even the stupid Gowon, he brought Volkswagen to Nigeria? Is it not the Volkswagen that is making golf, making all these cars that people are using today, all these flashing cars? Is it not Volkswagen? Do we not have Peugeot in Nigeria? Me, I live in France. I know how Peugeot is #1 car here. What happened during COVID time? They did not sell cars because of lockdown. The president here gave Peugeot 6 billion euros to support their market. Do we have people like that that can walk to Innocent Monto and say Innocent, oh, this is your product. We want it to add value to the so-called zoo. Take this $1 billion to expand the factories. Do you know how many people will get more jobs? We don't. So the zoo is dead. And the reason why in our the time of independence, they gave the flag of the zoo to what is his name? Sadana Sokoto and Tafawa Balewa, his boy. It's because they know that Zik and Awolowo was having a different mind with Nauru. They know that if those people continue to govern Western region, Eastern region, and so on, Britain will not even meet Nigeria. Because what people doesn't understand, when we say children of the Most High, we are the children of the Most High. Our name is in the Bible. MNK, the prophet of our time, make us to understand that it was somewhere along the line British remove our name from the Bible. And it is true. I'm a pastor. It is true. It is somewhere along the line they remove our names. My local name is Esusa. So how my name now will be God gift? In English, it is God gift. So that means my people know God even before they gave us Bible. My father's name is Ignosa. His own father, it has becoming like that. So when these people change everything, when we come to Britain, we want Britain to be like my village. It can never be. We are not ancestral indigenous of this land we are. And we don't even think, no matter the kind of document our people have, our children have, we should not even think that our children, no matter where they are in the world, they are from this place. They are from where we come from. And all these useless governors and presidents that are stealing our money, banking all the banks in the world, they think that they have arrived. One day something will happen to their children. Have they not suffered racism? I know the racism I've suffered in this nation I am. But it's better than Nigeria. I know the racism. And I'm praying as a man, let not my children even know about it or talking of to suffer it. Which white man respect black man? Is it not the same people that were throwing Africans into the sea during slave trade? And people doesn't know that more than 11 million Africans were thrown into the sea, both Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. And nobody wants to tell the story. All the people that came, that was in all these places, even to the time of the Second World War, where are their villages? Second World War, is it not 80 years ago? Me, I've never gone to any place in France. I did some job that make me to be travel in this region I am. I've traveled a lot to know this region I am. I have never seen a village of a black man, of an African man. So do you mean that 200 years ago, since Africans have been coming here, maybe 300 years ago, is it not enough for at least somebody to have a place that's called ancestral land? There's no ancestral land for African people here. So we need to be careful. All these governors, they are all criminals. They are political prodigal children, criminals. Their mind has been taken. The British has told them that where they come from is nothing. That they will live and die in Britain. But you can never see a British old man still residing in Nigeria. Once they are old, they go back home. But an old man, Buhari and the rest, they are still proud. They can see that in the restaurants in London. Me, at the shame when I see my president, or no, it's not my president. This zoo president or governors, they will be sitting in the restaurants in New York. They say, oh, they relax. But can you see a New York governor go and sit there in the restaurant in Obiaruku?
But we are.
I begin to.
No one.
I'm hearing you.
Yeah, I said no one. There are no any of them, no any one of them. All of them are running to UK.
Okay. Until our eyes have seen, we never really see that we are indigenous of these European nations, American nations we are. we need to use everything possible to make sure they don't have their way, because they are prodigal children. They are the Nigeria is a nation like a prodigal father, and the nation is dead. It's not even a nation. The company is dead, and the children are taking the properties. They don't even remember to bury their father. That is Nigeria for you. It is dead. Tinubu is still borrowing money. Do you know how much Buhari borrowed? Do you know that what Okonjo-Iweala did for us to make sure that we are not indebted? That right from Goodluck, what is his name? Late Yaradua, Goodluck and the rest, they have put Nigeria back into the grave. Nigeria is buried. And anybody that is telling you that Nigeria is going to work, tell that person to shut up. Is buried and buried forever. After all, the people that started, who gave us the Nigeria, there is one man they call Godan. Do you know the document they used to amalgamate Nigeria? That man burned his own, the one they gave to him, and buried it in the grave. And he warned his children never to talk about it. So if what they did is right, why would a man obtain a document that it matters to more than 300 ethnic groups and burn his own copy and buried it in the grave and told his children, never you talk about it, because if you talk about it, his ghost will haunt them. A UK man did that, and you are defending one Nigeria, and my Oba of Benin is defending one Nigeria. When Benin Kingdom, where I came from, that we were one of the first nation, Benin Kingdom nation, to recognize Brazil. So we're even better than Brazil. So Brazil will be shouting hallelujah. Benin Kingdom has recognized them. Why are we absent from ourselves? Why are we like people that is missing, people that are lost? So from our schools, they took away history so that we will continue to live like Amajiris, looking for greener pastures around the world, greener pastures. Do you know that our people, they were not worse like this? It is feudocracy, according to one Yoruba professor. That is what Fulani imported. And in their culture, it is only one man that have everything. That is why they are this emirate. But the emirate we have in Dubai, the emirate, the king, did a lot for their people. Even in Saudi Arabia, where the home of Prophet Muhammad, the king did everything for their people. But if these Fulanis, who our people are emulating, these our governors, Obaseki, Oshomole, Uzodima, and the rest, these criminals, who they are emulating, they taught them how to steal and never to repair anything. So as at now, we don't have free education. How can we compete with French children who are writing application to go to the moon? We don't have free education. Our university doesn't have free education. How can we compete with American children? Do you know that even Biden signed a loan free for students? Students that borrow money to go to school. He signed a budget that those students, if your money you borrow is 20,000 and less, they should give you your money back. You're going to pay your debt. And in Nigeria, Tinubu is operating school fees or increasing school fees. Any one of us that is supporting Nigeria, let Nigeria happen to that person. Let Nigeria happen to him.
He said,
we should
not never joke, because our social life should not be taken over by the Fulanis. Fulanis have never built a nation. Anywhere they are in the world is full of trouble. Their cultural values is upside down. Our cultural values are progressive people, and we need to continue to incorporate that progressiveness. Look at all of us. We are in abroad here. Do you know that the dollars we send, the euro we send, the pounds we send to Africa, that is the so-called zoo. That is the dollar those Fulanis are selling. Do you know that what they take from what we import through the world, that is what is making the same zoo to survive. If we are out of the zoo, the Fulanis will return to the forest. They will go and be sleeping with their cows. We don't need to live with poor people. and we must break no matter how long it takes. Thank God for Nnamdi Kanu, thank God for Samuel Ekpa and those that are studying for Yoruba Nation. The last come, everybody must come to make sure that we stay away from Fulanis. Our people that want to follow them, let them follow them.
If you are not
Fulanis,
talking, please mute. If you are not talking, mute, please. Let the man speak.
The cultural values of Fulanis, it is against our cultural values. When I was growing up, my father will show to me, you look at that man, his first son is my mate. We finished school together, but the man is in America. But tomorrow when we hear about him, we say, oh, it's a MD, so company.
Okay, Mr. Malcolm, please round up so that Mr. Mazi can talk.
Okay. All of them upgraded their steps with the same colonial school and so on. But the Fulanis, did you see any professor among them? So you see the reason why our school is not, they are not functioning again. The Fulani professor is not even qualified more than class 5 or a class 6 student college in Nigeria. Let's do away with these people. It's not by force we live together. It's not by force. We are progressive-minded people, and we need to continue as progressive-minded people. The world is not meant for some people. The world is not meant for some people. After all, we are the most blessed people. As I'm talking to you here, in part of my state, there is crude oil, there is coal, there is limestone, there is different things we can harvest and turn into a finished product. But all our industries, this Fulani feudocracy, they destroy all. Do you know what we have? This company Osogbo me just rolling me for our NEPA. We have 4 refineries. The last one was built by the so-called criminal Obasanjo. But none of them are working. We have textile industry. That is why we have textile mill in Benin City. We have one of the biggest textile company in Kaduna. None of them are working. Now we are coming here to come and be cleaning the ground for the white man, dig their roads, take care of their old people. Our daughters are running away from Nigeria because they can't pay them. We don't have electricity. When I was working in Shell, I stayed in Focado's terminal. NNPC doesn't have a shovel. DPRO doesn't have a shovel. Even the computer in the office is owned by Shell. They pay the crumbs. It is Shell that determine what we get day in, day out. We don't have control over our crude oil. Are we in the grave? I wonder. Is it Europeans make us stupid like this? We don't have control. It is Shell Nigeria, Shell PSC that is making budget. That is why when the Shell appoint a new MD, the first place he will go to is Aso Rock. The president will go and bow to him, or the president will go and meet him where he is. Shell is owned by Dutch and British royal family. Halliburton owned by America. Mobil, Texaco, F, all of them are European American companies. They, as I'm talking to you now, our crude oil is flowing. These people are stealing our money. And Tinubu will dare not talk. Buhari will dare not talk. Or Obasanjo will dare not talk. None of our leaders, the people that have been talking, that was talking for us, is Tafawa Balewa, Zeke of Africa, and what is his name? Pa'awo, and they exterminated them. We don't have control over our crude oil that is coming from our backyard. It is, do you know that, as I'm telling you now, I'm rounding up, all the locations that the plot they gave to these companies in Nigeria, in our villages, whether it's Baramatu, where you go to Gele in Edo State, this Warri area, Weli, and so on. This land they gave to them, that is the plot they gave to them, where they harvest this oil. These American people in collusion with Nigeria zoo criminals, they will go and bring Chinese after they suck and suck and suck free. They will go and bring Chinese to come and suck. They will go and bring Indians. Those are the sheep you are seeing inside the water. As I'm telling you, NAPC doesn't report to Nigeria government again. Our crude, we don't have control. Most of us that are shouting, oh, I'm an America. Do you know that America is our problem? Do you know that France, UK, they are our problem? They don't tell you. Do you know that they are the one that is causing confusion there so that nobody will talk about what they are taking away from us? Nobody. And we are rejoicing. Oh, my children, they'll be UK citizens. But our people are flying desert. They trek for desert. The others are following Mexico. They trek. May they feel enter those countries. A shame on the black man. But we that have known this truth, we could not go back home. You see those that are not supporting it at home, they be enemy. They be slave masters. And if we can bring them down, bring them down. Those that are not supporting it at home. Sit at home. By now, Tinubu increased fuel and petrol from 170 or so to 617. And our people are still sleeping at home. They are waiting for Jesus Christ to come and demonstrate for them, to come and free them. They are waiting for Prophet Muhammad. Is Prophet Muhammad or Jesus Christ, are they going to go to free school again in Nigeria? They are sleeping. See the NSAS protest. Did they not deny before? When they set up panel? But is the word not quiet now? Is the report is not, the report is out now? 103 people. What of those that they shot and those who are fell inside the sea? The world is quiet. The world is our problem. You see all those World Bank, United Nations. They design it that Africans will continue to suffer. Until we lift up our head and tell them to their faces to stay away from us, they will never give us freedom. Thank you. I yield my mic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mazi. I spoke very well. Okay, well. Go on.
Mr. Mazi, over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my beautiful sister Kebe, my brother Nathaniel, Pastor Nathaniel. It's just like you just mounted and descended from the pulpit.
Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to the other of my brothers that I cannot see their names very well. Good morning to you, Alexo, and your family. Good morning to the Biafrans all over the world. Good morning to Biafrans in Biafra land. Those in the comment section, please like and share this great platform where Biafrans come to rub mind and discuss issues where it pains them. May Chukwu Okike continue to bless all of you. Mr. Nathaniel just said something. I had the opportunity to visit Dubai twice when I was still in service. That was the place they took us to. We were going there to go and do some job because I was still serving in the army. I went there for a course of 6 months course, and the course ended 4 months. It was a military course. Then I said, no, I cannot stay here 6 months, 2 months more. Let me go in and see what I will do. I went to one of the hospitals then to apply. You know what the first thing they told me before they applied me, before they took me for just 2 months was that, you see, and it was in the hospital. You see these people, they call them Emirati, the Emiratis. You see these people, we treat them here like princes and princesses, kings and queens. Their interest comes first. That is what they will tell you before they give you the job. That's what they tell you before they give you the job.
You must not do any, you are coming here to serve these people. Whatever job, whatever job name you have that will qualify you to work here, as long as you are in the field, these people, you must respect them. That is the first commandment in Dubai. And if they complain about you, you are gone. You are gone. That is, you see, you made mention of a feudal system of government. Yes. When Buhari was telling you from top to bottom, that is feudal system.
Mm-hmm.
When the man on top speaks, the rest will say, Rankade de Munji. Hakane. Rankade de Munji. Akaika. Haka Akei. I'm hearing somebody's mic is on. So that is what they do. Once that man on top speaks like the emir, the rest will listen. That is the value system that we don't share together. When you come to the entire old southern Nigeria, when people speak, they will ask you question. Why do you want us to do this? Their representative will speak. Those in the cabinet will speak. The setup, the former setup, the olden days setup. When people say we don't want this, the king cannot just impose it or force it on them. The people will revolt. That is what I saw in a particular, the Igbo setting. I believe the same thing in the rivers and all the other provinces, like Simon Ekpa has called them, in Biafra land. Nigeria cannot work because most of this mess, these anomalies that is going on, some few people have just collected, they are they are cashing out from it. That is why they don't want anything good to happen in that country. They prefer to steal today's money, steal tomorrow's money, steal, and steal in order to impoverish the rest. By the time they come out, they use their money to deal with you, just like they did in the election. The election that went on in Nigeria was pure monetized. The INEC was also paid. Let them come out, and disagree with this. They were also paid into doing what they doing what they did. How can you expect such a country to progress? I just had a news flash now on my screen. 103 bodies, more bodies recovered from NSAS, brutality. The people, the commander, who was later promoted to colonel now, or brigadier general, what has happened to him? The man they gave the order. The man they gave that field order to slaughter innocent people whose crime was that they are protesting of bad, treatment from the, brutality, police brutality, chanting the national anthem and waving flags. He went in there, gun blazing, slaughtered them, shoot at will. Innocent targets. That is what we call them. You in targets that did not pose any, let me say, trouble to you. Unarmed, innocent people. If it is in a country where the rule of law is made to work, those people will be in jail right now, not just being interrogated. They will be in jail because it is obvious the evidence was there, the recordings were there, people were seen, where they marched from, and so on and so forth. There are leads that can take you to these people. But Nigeria being what it is, everything, it don't go. No, nothing again go. You're not going to hear nothing. And those people that even presided over this killing have been re-elected. That is Nigerian culture. That is the culture I don't want to, I don't want to have anything to do with. You go out there, they kill you. You sit in the house, they say, oh, you are destroying their economy. We are going to destroy the economy of Nigeria. Once the southeast, the Biafran land economy is disrupted, there will be less revenue that will go to the federal government. Sit at home, my people. That is, you are right. That is the part or a means of civic disobedience to what? That is keeping you on the ground perpetually. Nigeria, like I said, is on the path of self-destruct. There is nothing anybody would do to bring it back. Nigeria is gone. Spiritually, Nigeria is gone. Mr. Nathaniel, you will tell me that whatever that is going to happen in the physical has already happened, taking place in the spiritual realm. Nigeria is gone. What you are seeing now, what you are seeing now is manifestation, and that is how it is going to come. Somebody told Nigerians that petrol will be sold at 712, 650 from 170 something or even 200 and something. Would they have believed it? I saw Abuja people walking. One guy was on video chewing agbado and was talking. The guy was just deploring some sort of this literary device called satire. You see, I laughed over it. I said, Una no see anything yet. Una no see anything yet in that zoological republic. I said it and I will continue to say it with my little level of spirituality. The hands, the innocent blood that Nigeria has killed using state actors will never allow that country to progress. There is no country in the history of the world that have found joy in killing innocent people that has ever progressed. No country. None, because you are killing the children of God, those that you're supposed to help, bring them up, empower them. When you don't, you stole all their money, you stole all their resources, and when they begin to cry for food to eat, for petrol to drive their Okadas and the tricycles, they come out, they cry, you go there again, gun blazing and kill them. Are you mad? Don't you have souls? Nigerian leaders, don't you have souls? And I will not make any mistake to say that God, in fact, Satan has passed that pierce, that hot iron into their brain. So their brain, their heart has been hardened. They don't even care whether you are crying. That is why agitation is coming left, right, and center. And they are trying to suppress them. You will never suppress the voice of the people. The voice of the people, they say, is the voice of God. Biafrans have spoken. The only thing I just want to hear is the entire South, South, and Southeast has joined together in one accord to pursue these people and pursue the demonic agenda away from our people. Even if it be Agbado, let's go to Biafra and chew it. The enmity between me and my family from the hinterland and the riverine area will not cross the flesh. It will not cross the flesh, my people. No matter how an Ijaw man, an Igbo man, Ikwere man, Urobo, Igbanke man, Kalabari man, or wherever, Efik, Ibibio, no matter how they quarrel, it will never pass the bone. It won't get to the bone. It will not. That is what, that common value, that value system, that the homogeneity in everything you do in that space is just one and not two. And it will continue to remain one, irrespective of how they try to divide you people. As long as you people come together, you will see wonders will begin to happen in those areas. You will see the caliphate will be shaking. They shook, and they will continue to shake. When Mazen Nnamdi, they shook when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was talking. bringing people together, running out, reconciling, unifying the people. And they got agitated. You see the former British High Commissioner running left, right, and center that this guy is doing something that is going to destroy their influence in that British franchise called Nigeria.
That woman
You saw what that woman was doing. You saw what she was doing. He was not doing it for the help or for the interest of our people, rather the interest of the British and their cohorts that they are using, their stooges in that country that they are using to perpetuate those evil on the people of Biafra land. And that is why we say, please, hunger will not kill you for 12 days. And Saturday, Sunday, you have the right to go out and get the things you have to get. The ones the Biafran government in exile will support, they will support. If you have, share with your neighbor. That is the love we have to express. And I hope to see our people reuniting themselves. Because you cannot fight. When you single out a broomstick, it is easy to be broken. But when they are in bunch, you can hardly break them. If you want to break them, you have to exert more force in order to break them, if at all that you'll be able to break them. I call on you, my people, the riverine, the hinterland, anything, wherever the water of enmity has passed the ground, please, let's find those avenues and block them. We must block them. We must not allow individuals, because the caliphate know that they cannot penetrate you. They are finding people within you. They are fungias of our time now in order to permeate, in order to enter into your value system and destroy you. One of them is talking in the creek, the big fat mount filled with saliva that is talking. These are one of them. I listened to one or this Oluremi or something like that. They've been finding way to penetrate. They cannot. They begin to pluck some of our people, promise them, give them everything, and you see it happening today in our lives. We must not give them that chance to use people amongst us to destroy us. We are praying to bequeath a nation, Biafra, that will be accounted, that will be responsible. A responsible nation we ought to bequeath to our children. We must not allow them to feel and continue to shout the way we are shouting today. Continue to fund in any way the way we are funding today. We must take our mantle. We must take the battle to them. We must take our thing by ourselves and bequeath to our children. Let them come and enjoy and live a fruitful life, so that our people will not be running across the Agadez desert. Our people will not be going to Lampedusa. Our people will not be going to all these places, crossing the Mediterranean. I saw a documentary, and these, most of them might be Biafrans as well. They died in that hot. When I was in Libya, my brother, we had our jungle warfare in that part of Agadez. It was horrible. It was horrible. As we were moving, there are water tankers that are with us. You cannot stay there within 1 hour without water. The sand, the heat from the sand, from the top, will finish you. That was what I witnessed when I went there on jungle warfare training. Our people must not be allowed to go through that again, because we have all that it takes to make them rich people, to inform, get them informed, train them, and bring them up as professional people in all spheres of life. This civil disobedience of sitting at home, we must observe it. We will not die. It is not only, how do you people say it, Brother Nathaniel, help me? Man shall not live by bread alone. You cannot live by bread alone, but by every word that cometh up from the mouth of God. That is what, believe, my people. Hunger will not kill you for 12 days. There is a price. It is not death. That is the price we have to pay. Myself, even today, I'm sitting at home. Today is Monday. I am sitting at home, I'm not going anywhere today. In solidarity with what you people are doing. If me, a dual national, would do that, I wonder if you are not doing it, then you know that something is wrong with that person. Thank you so much. And may God continue to bless you. May God bless Nathaniel. May God bless Alexo for this platform. And Kewe, my beautiful sister, God will not leave you behind as well. Thank you for having me.
No. Is Kewe online or your network is frozen? I see, it's not.
Kewe, they don't off your mic. Off the mic, off the mic. The network is giving her a very serious problem from that side, honestly. It doesn't flow when it's speaking. It doesn't. It's horrible for her. I don't know what we are going to do about that.
It is Gaddafi that paid the $300 million that we have to get this international call between Africa and the world.
Exactly.
It would have done, because they said before, if we call, it is the Europeans will take the money. If they call, they are the one that will take the money. When African leaders to come together so that we can have our own line that we are the owner, they were withdrawing back. They said Gaddafi brought 300 million euros, dollars, and paid that for Africa. So they don't want any person that will come out and speak for us. And the most blessed people on earth are Africans. The gold and silver in DRC and the other minerals make DRC the richest nation on the surface of the earth. But if you go to DRC, there is an airways, what do they call it? This air station in the forest of DRC. The CNN has never shown aeroplane going down there. All these, their network have never. They import arms through that line to give to our people, DRC people, to continue to kill themselves. All these countries are benefiting from those minerals. But DRC remain one of the poorest countries on earth, and they are busy killing themselves. They are using ethnic and religion. This thing have been going on for years because they are only meant to kill themselves and bring the resources. The people will take the resources to their country, give their arms in exchange, and tomorrow an African man is coming to work and labor to even buy from the same thing that came from his land. His brothers and sisters kill themselves. So they twisted everything and make us to believe that it is so. Even those of us that read the Bible or reading the Bible, Jesus Christ is not a white man.
Okay, Mr. Anatole.
Yes.
We have Israel here with us. Can we let him speak, please?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Israel, please tell me, can you just give your submission, please?
Good afternoon, everyone, from my end. I greet everyone. Am I coming out loud?
Very well, very well.
Yes, you are, sir.
All right. Mr. Maxwell, good afternoon from my end here. Nathaniel, good afternoon. And Kewe, I greet you also. Alex, so I think here I haven't heard your voice, even though I came in late. Good afternoon to you as well.
Yes,
thank you, sir.
All right. I would just be throwing my submission bit by bit because I'm so bitter inside of me that when I speak out of anger. Even when I argue with my wife here, we used to argue about that Nigeria issue and all that. She's from Benue, and I'm like, you guys have been living in Lagos, but look at where you're coming from. They are overrunning you guys, taking over your state. One day, you guys will go back home and you will have no village no more. So we used to argue over all this. They say, oh, Nigeria is still my country. I say, what have Nigeria done for your let's start from your grandparents. What did Nigeria, what is that thing that you be so proud of that they did for your grandparents and your parents, and now you are already a parent now? Give me one. And she will have no reasonable answer to give to me. Now, back to what I wanted to talk about. I listened to the press statement of Mike Ezekome, where he made mention of, I spoke with Mazen Nandekanu. He cried and even stated that he doesn't support Monday sit at home. Pay attention to that statement, Mondays sit at home. Now, before I move forward, let me chip in this one again. If you guys have been paying attention, because I've been following these guys slowly, you will notice that whenever Mike Ezekome and Ifeanyi Ejiofor want to make a speech after whatever court case they have attended, and they come out to give the press statement, they have never for once uttered that name, Biafra. I don't know if you guys have ever been noticing. Whenever they want to make a speech, they've never included that name, Biafra. All they have been projecting is Nigeria must be one, Nigeria this, that, and Nigeria is not do that. Mazen Nandekanu did not commit any crime, therefore, blah, 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 blah. The only lawyer that has been consistent each time he gives a press statement is Ejimako. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. Whenever I want to make a statement, he first of all addressed Biafrans. And he made them to understand that there is no going back. So these two people, if you look at very well, you find out that statement Mike Ezekome come out to say Mazen Nandekanu is crying, that he didn't support it at home. Why? I ask myself, why must you be the one to speak for him? Are you now trying to tell us that Nnamdi Kanu in detention cannot speak no more? He now only knows how to write in the book and say, go and say it to them that way. If the sit at home is not actually affecting you people, why are you people fighting it so hard to stop the sit at home? And why is it so difficult that you people refuse to pay attention to what is resulting to sit at home, and now you people are fighting the body instead of concentrating on the head, the cause of the sit at home. If everybody is saying, or someone is preaching to say, if you don't release Mazen Nandekanu, will continue to sit at home, what are you supposed to do? You go there and release the young man, because it's only the young man that could dice the situation. But you people refuse, and you are fighting the people that are sitting at home. That is where sometimes I just don't understand what's going on, what is happening, and why must people will prefer for their own citizen to be subdued, all for the sake of money. And that is one thing that the Fulani government have succeeded in doing to every politicians and the rest and the likes of them. They have polluted their mind with money. That whenever you want to say anything, once they hear money and they see amount of money that's mentioned, they are ready to even sell their own child. Now they see the tension is building up again. They now come with this P2B going to court, he's going to win this election, he's winning the case. Guy, that is a scam, a very big one. Nobody must fall for it. They tried and failed, thinking, oh yeah, we've handed over power to Tinubu, everybody will relax. It did not relax, so they now brought him back. Don't worry, we'll push you, we'll keep you, go to court, just delay the process. Let me tell Biafrans this truth. Even if P2B by chance, they say, let's deceive them, they say, we're going to give you the mandate. I want them to bear one thing in mind. What El-Rufai said, that they rather go to war for an Igbo man to be a president. So if they are thinking of that P2B, they have given him the mandate, then they must also, at the back of their mind, be preparing bullet and guns for themselves. Because Rufai is not going to take it for likely. If we come with breathing fire, if you stop deceiving people, allow people to stand up for their right and fight for their freedom. Enough is enough. I yield my mic for now. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Mr. Mazi, Mr. Nathaniel, thank you all so much for staying tuned with us and for all the contribution. And this is also a message to the Nigerian and the Nigeria government that the Biafra people are still not pleased with what they are doing and that they need the release of Nnamdi Kanu. All right, for staying tuned with us, we've come to the end of today's newspaper review. All right, please, you have to click on the like button. Don't forget to do so. And if you're new to this channel and you're yet to subscribe, please click the subscription button and turn on the notification bell. Thank you all. Do have a lovely day. See you same time tomorrow.
Thank you so much, and bye-bye to all of you.
But why some people in Nigeria they talk say may Igbos they come out for Lagos?
You know, say some Yoruba guys they use Morelia and Oku. They know two words like that. Now politicians they bring that matter come. When they make the Igbos make Lagos they happen. Okay, well, you see what system what they do now?